Hey everyone, sorry about the last video getting cut off with the start and the Bitcoin analysis not being there. My video editor has been fired and blacklisted in the industry and thrown out on the street. So that won't be happening again, but a big bummer because the trade outline in that video was pretty much played out perfectly, and hopefully as many people saw that could benefit from it. So Bitcoin overnight had the dump we were looking for. And look at this big bullish reversal candlestick on the daily time frame with huge volume. This is a very significant bounce. So first off, let's go back and rewind. The 4-hour time frame, we were looking for the break of key 3807 support. We were looking for a flush. We were looking for stop loss levels to be triggered. And we were looking for an oversold 4-hour bullish entry, which we got all of those things. I was entered, I had a bid set at just over 3,700. So I was filled overnight as I slept. And if I were watching and if it were during the regular trading day, could have certainly got a better entry all the way down below 3,600. But not complaining, plenty of upside potential. Did sell in the morning. There was a fake out here. I was personally faked out where we have this downtrend resistance line on the 4-hour time frame. We rejected from it on this bounce. We saw a bearish reversal candlestick. And if we were going to see a normal break, if this were any old regular stock, a break of key support, a bounce, a lower high, and a rejection from downtrend resistance, that's what I would anticipate to happen. So I did exit and take some profit under 4,000 before that resistance was hit. And you have that psychological 4,000 resistance level as well thrown on top of everything. But we did not confirm it or see any follow-through. The bulls showed back up in a big way. And I did make one more small short-term bull trade on this move to the upside. But this was a very significant move, breaking resistance on high bull volume. And that's what's giving us this very bullish reversal hammer on the daily time frame. So normally, this tells me there's a lot of strength. And ETH did the same thing 2 days ago. On the ETH bull break, it ran and we saw the hourly RSI reach the most overbought it had been since the all-time high. So the fact that ETH just pulled that off and then Bitcoin sees this kind of bounce where we ended up bouncing over $500 from the low, over 10%, really nice gains. That tells me that there's a lot of strength still in this sector. If we were going to see a normal reaction to that break of support, we would have rejected at 4,000 and kept the bears in control and pulled back and had to form a higher low. So where we stand right now, we are consolidating with an inside bar on the 4-hour time frame. Very healthy bull flag of consolidation on the hourly time frame right now, and currently just consolidating. And I am looking to enter a position. I just entered half a position right now, and I will enter another half. And my game plan is to exit if this low breaks of 40.20. So if we break 40.20 and see lower lows, I will exit. I have half a position here on this consolidation, and if we can continue to consolidate, I will enter the other half. And if we break 4100, I will enter the other half as well. Resistance, the high of this bounce is 41.45. If the bulls can get over that level, the next resistance I am looking at is up at 41.90, a resistance level back here, 41.90, 41.86, 41.83. So there's a clear resistance line up at those levels, and a break of that would be very significant going forward. So this is the kind of move where the bulls have shown enough strength on this turnaround and really trapped a lot of bears. What happens is you see this bearish reversal candlestick, and some bears might be confident taking some shorts, and then this is the bulls trapping those bears, forcing the bears to cover, and the bull momentum only gets magnified. But the daily chart being this strong with that much volume, we're right back within striking distance of an all-time high. We are about 8% away from that level, and that is certainly within striking distance over the next week. So a very good save by the bulls, really strong. Let's look at it on the weekly time frame and see what that candlestick looks like now. So a bearish reversal doji, and rather than being confirmed with weakness, the bulls at this point, still a long way to go, but buying that dip and keeping the bulls in full control on the weekly time frame. So we'll see if we get the bull break here on healthy 15-minute hourly consolidation ongoing. And we'll check back in on that tomorrow. Moving on. ETH. So we've had really nice bounces this week. This week has been a good week for the bulls. We had ETH 2 nights ago, LTC yesterday, Bitcoin entry last night. And you can see with what I did yesterday in the video, I had my game plan established. I said, okay, I see where the 4-hour RSI is, going back to Bitcoin. I see where the 4-hour RSI is. I know that if we break this key support, we're going to trigger stops and we're going to flush. I know that if that happens, the 4-hour RSI is going to get oversold. And I know when the 4-hour RSI gets that oversold, we see significant bounces. So someone without establishing a game plan or without putting all of those pieces to the puzzle together might be looking at that and saying, oh, we're breaking down, we're dumping, we're crashing. I don't know, should I buy? Are we going to keep going down? Where's the next support? And all of these questions are rushing through their head in the heat of the moment, making them make bad decisions. They do not have the game plan established. Whereas I had my order set, or if I was awake and watching, I would just comfortably be timing my entry and scaling in, because everything that I was anticipating to happen would end up happening, and there's no question, there's no uncertainty, and there's no questioning myself. So ETH, daily time frame, inside bar forming, and actually it's not an inside bar, we did break to a lower low, and ETH bulls were not fortunate because the correlation with Bitcoin definitely dragged down the bull break. So we had the bull break on ETH, big move, $50 breakout, and we gave it all back and then some because of the correlation to ETH. Excuse me. So we've got a low of 292 key support. The high of the bounce attempt is 321. Inside bar on the 4-hour time frame is forming, and I have a bit of an ascending wedge on the hourly time frame. And this is the kind of break of a pattern where I don't put much attention to it because it's not a clear break on volume or anything like that. It's just time going by and we're just trading sideways. So I wouldn't even really call that a bear break. This is the kind of scenario where I would just really get rid of that pattern and say, okay, we're not seeing a clear break at this point. Let's go back to our levels. And rather than using those trend lines, I'm going to be looking at support of 309.67 and resistance of 321 to see which breaks first. So this is the bounce playing out with the Bitcoin bounce currently. And if we do see Bitcoin pull back and fail to see continuation, we will likely see ETH head back down to $300 as well. So it was the correlation completely erasing this move. LTC, which I'm not going to look at here. I'm going to look at Bitcoin Cash and NEO. But LTC did the same thing with the correlation on a breakout and then completely erasing that breakout thanks to Bitcoin weakness. So 4-hour time frame for ETH and the daily time frame. The bulls are definitely in control. They are just consolidating due to that correlation with Bitcoin. Still on the verge of a bullish MACD cross on the daily that has not followed through yet, and we're going to have to get back into the 330s in order to see that follow through. Bitcoin Cash is getting close to a bull break. We've got a double top at 746 and 745 on the daily time frame. It is technically an inside bar. The 4-hour time frame is seeing an equilibrium pattern play out. A small one here. We have our high, low of the pullback, lower high, higher low, and we'll see if we form a lower high now. We're on the verge of a bull MACD cross on the 4-hour time frame. Bulls want to see that follow through. And the hourly here, a little bit more detail. I've got a descending, or I should say an ascending triangle pattern, horizontal base of resistance, and an uptrend tightening range, and here we are testing resistance again. Bulls would love to break 745 and be looking up at 780 as the next resistance, and our new support level to maintain higher lows is 630. So the bulls showing up a little bit. We'll see if we can break resistance heading into tonight. NEO on the daily time frame is also a descending triangle pattern, trying to build a horizontal base of support with lower highs. We have not seen 2 green days in a row since the all-time high. Bulls are looking for that to follow through, and the 4-hour time frame is seeing there's that tightening descending triangle pattern with the horizontal base of support. Most recent support was 3150, and now we have resistance. I'm looking at 3731 followed by 42, that key 42 level. So getting tight here. We'll see if we get a break. Daily time frame has to see a couple green days in a row and a clear break of the lower high pattern on this 4-hour time frame for those NEO bulls. Hourly time frame to get a little bit more detail. Same pattern, watching to see which breaks first. Tight range, not a lot of action here, but action should pick up sometime in the next 2 days. So keep an eye on Bitcoin Cash tonight as we are testing a key resistance level. Bulls could look to break out there, and we'll be watching Bitcoin to see which direction we break on this hourly consolidation, which at this point does favor the bulls. And look at that bull volume on this last hour here. Just healthy consolidation, low bear volume, some solid bull volume, and watching to see if we do get a bull break overnight for continuation, because the 4-hour time frame did just get a bull MACD cross on this most recent candlestick, and now we're consolidating a little bit, and we'll see if the bulls can show up after that consolidation. So I appreciate you watching. We'll keep checking back in as always. Appreciate all the likes and the shares and the comments. I enjoy interacting with everybody, and certainly everybody can help each other out in terms of passing on information in this space, and I'll see you tomorrow.